the safeties that are here on campus, B.J. Foster, senior, 6'2", 195 pounds. You guys know B.J. was a 5-star recruit. I think he's finally starting to get his wings, like with him. The previous coaching staff kind of played him a little bit everywhere, didn't know where to, play him. He's more like a box safety. Can he cover? He can do a little bit of everything. But I think he's going to be really good being one of those safeties that can range, that can roam and do his thing. He has great range, but he's a big-time hitter too, and just a bigger kid also. So I like B.J. Foster. Next guy who I'm very intrigued with, I like a lot, is Chris Adamara out of California, 6'1", 214-pound kid. He's a junior. I did not know he was that big, y'all. I did not know that Chris Adamara was 214 pounds. That opens up the door for him to do a lot of things. He can play the box safety. He can come out and maybe slot down and play a little bit of linebacker next to like Overshawn. He can be one of those guys that can definitely cover a tight end, maybe cover, like a slot receiver, not the fastest slot receiver, but can cover somebody out the slot. Maybe take a running back out of the backfield if you're trying to do like a wheel route. He can do a bunch of things here for Texas, especially at the size. He's good at stopping the run too. I like Chris Adamara's game. I cannot wait to see what he's going to do this year also. Next guy is Jaren Thompson, sophomore, 6 foot, 190 pounds. Came in very strong these last 2 games of the year. So when Caden Stearns sat out and when Chris Brown, also was out those last 2 games, Jaren Thompson came in and did his thing. Had a very good game against Kansas State. Had a really good game also against Colorado. I'm really excited to see what he's going to do. If you had to just, say, hey, who's going to start here at safety this year? You can't go wrong with B.J. Foster and Jaren Thompson, just the way that they finished out the season last year. Next guy is Montreal Estell, senior, 6'1", 196 pounds. He's a rangy guy also. I remember seeing him coming to Texas, coming out of high school, and he had really good film. He just couldn't crack the field here because he was sitting behind Caden Stearns, who was a 5-star. He sat behind Chris Brown, who just kind of blossomed right in front of us. He sat behind, Brandon Jones also, who's also in the league now. So he's basically sat behind 3 guys that are going to the league, just kind of an unfortunate situation. And then also, just to almost get, passed over when it comes to the recruits. Texas recruited really high and very well at that position. I think in the previous year where, that's when Caden Stearns came in, that's when B.J. Foster came in, that's when Overshawn came in, and it's like Estelle was in that class right before them, and it just didn't work out for him so far at Texas. However, story can still be written here for him. We'll see what happens this year. The next guy who I'm very intrigued with, you guys know I am, Tyler Owens, junior, 6'2", 205 pounds, 5-star safety here at Texas, guys. 5-star safety who came out of high school. This is his 3rd year. When you have 5-star guys here on campus, you expect these guys to, by their 3rd year, be some heavy contributors when it comes to playing here. And so he's one of those guys that's a lot like Chris Adamara. He's one of those guys who's a bigger guy, who can probably bump down also to that backer position right next to Overshawn, but also play safety also. We got a lot of options with him. Both these guys are really good on special teams also, but they can cover pretty well. They got the speed. We know that Tyler Owens does have the speed. He's verified 10-3 in the 100. So he is one of those guys who can run with the wind. He's a big guy too. He loves to hit people. So it's going to be intriguing to see where he fits in on this defense. And I think that he's going to be a guy that Terry Joseph's going to see, and he's going to want to use him like the safety that he had at Notre Dame his previous year. But we'll get into that on the next side of this episode. Last person on the team, guys. J.D. Kofi, the true freshman that's coming in now, 6'1", 180 pounds. Another rangy guy at safety. I like Kofi's game, but he's young. And there's a bunch of talent that's above him, that's older, that's a little bit more mature, that has the system already in place. So we will see what those 5 guys up top, B.J. Foster, Chris Adamara, Jaren Thompson, Montreal Estell, and Tyler Owens, what those guys can do here at Texas to fight for that safety position. So now, guys, we're going to go to the other side. We're going to talk about Terry Joseph's, his defensive scheme that he likes, the kind of cornerbacks he likes, the kind of safeties that he likes, the kind of guys that he has gotten drafted at Notre Dame, at North Carolina, at Texas A&M. So on to the other side, guys.